Welcome back to Can't Report That podcast. If you haven't watched our last videos, go back and check them out. This episode, we're going to talk about injuries that we have dealt with on the job. All right, well, I'm Sky.
I'm Oliver.
I don't have that much energy, but I'm Q.
All right, let's roll the intro.
Radio check. Loud and clear. Dispatch, be advised. Following episode contains stories that were definitely not in the post orders. We're talking graphic content, excessive profanity, and things HR told us to never speak of again. Listener discretion is advised. Copy that.
I guess I'm going to start it off today. We're going to talk about injuries that we have dealt with on the job site. I will talk about the one that you and me dealt with.
Which one?
The one with the Asian guy that kept fainting?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah. I wouldn't really call that an injury, but yeah, it was still a medical situation.
he literally kept falling and had his back in his head. Remember, he kept falling, hitting his
Was
head?
he hitting his head?
Yeah.
Okay, then I guess it was an injury. Right.
So, all right. So, while we're on site, when we were on site, we would help like people with wheelchairs and stuff. Like if they need to be help pushed, technically that wasn't part of our job title, but we would do it to help everybody. We'd do it just because it's a nice thing to do, and we do
Security field is half customer service.
Exactly.
People forget about that part, but
exactly.
yeah.
So we were doing that, and I was pushing a wheelchair. I was pushing him to the onto the train, helping them out. And Q called me from inside and said, "Hey, Scott, I need you in there like right now. Like I need you in here. Help me, right?" So I was supposed to bring the wheelchair back, and I remember I just like left the wheelchair, like I didn't leave it on the
empty wheelchair.
Yeah, empty wheelchair. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, yeah. So I helped the I think it was a lady. I actually don't remember if it was a lady or man. Anyway, I helped them on the boat. Was taking the wheelchair back and got the call. He was like, "Hey, I need you to, come in here and help me." So I left the wheelchair with the one of the employees, and the employee was like, "Hey, take the wheelchair back! Take the wheelchair back!" And was like yelling. I was like, "I can't! I gotta go! I gotta go!" And I ran inside. And when I got inside, I seen Q over a guy that had collapsed, and now Q will tell you what happened because
I don't really remember in detail.
Okay, I'll tell it because I remember exactly.
I don't remember in detail.
Okay, so Q is standing up next to where the monitor booth, ticket booth area was, and he was standing there, and I remember because I remember he told me this to detail because we had to write reports about it, like really specific report. And I remember you were telling me you seen him kind of like going like this, and I remember you seen him just fall off the seat, like it hit the ground. Like he got up and was just like, oh, and like fell onto the ground. And then you were like, okay, and you went over and you're like, hey, get up, man, you can't be laying on the ground. And then you were like, and then he wasn't responding. You're like, oh crap, this is actually a medical situation.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. And then he woke up while we were.
So then we called for the trooper that was on site to come help us, and.
I remember him waking up while we were dealing with him.
We couldn't get into the medical. The medical went till the AMR or the fire department or whoever it is. When they showed up, that's when he finally was kind of like.
No, because we had him outside.
No,
because he was in the plaza when they showed up. He wasn't in the building when they showed up. He walked and he fell again outside.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, He
told the trooper, "I don't need any medical assistance," because he kept telling us we don't need medical assistance. And we were like, "We think you do." And he's like, and we're like, "Is there any medication?" Because one thing he asked is, "Have you taken any medication?" He goes, "I haven't taken my medication in weeks. I can't afford it." And we're like, "What medication?" And it was a diabetes medication. I remember that. Okay. And he was like, "I can't afford it." And then he started, but it was like, remind me, he was like mumbling all this. And then he was like, "I don't need it." We're like, "Dude, insulin, that's a serious thing. You could have low blood sugar. Like you could die." And he's like, "I hope I." Like he was like, "I hope I die. There's nothing to live for." He was all.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
And so then we're like, "Dude, let's get you help. You need to get help." Even the trooper was like, "We need to get you help." And he's like, "Nope."
And then that's when he got up and walked away.
Yeah.
And then
he walked outside.
He fell at the door and then got up and then he fell again. He fell 3 times before they got there. Okay. Yeah.
So he fell the second time
was at the door when he was going outside.
No, that was the first time.
The first time was when he fell out the seat.
Oh, okay, yeah. So sorry, yeah. Second time was the door. Then he got up, went outside, and I remember we were all just sitting there like, because we're like, well, we can't do anything if he's not going to accept, medical care. I remember you and me, and I watched him. Like we were all
walked away from us and then just fell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And literally, I was like, okay, and I went to go outside, and I watched him. There's a garbage can right here, and I literally watched him get to the garbage can and just bam, and hit his head as he went down to the floor, like just bam, and hit his head. And I'm like, and I literally, because he kept saying, no, I don't want help, I don't want help. And it wasn't like, oh my God, get to him. It was like, he fell again. Like, that's how it was. Seriously, I literally turned and I was like, hey guys, we got to go out there. He just fell again. And so then we did hustle out there, of course, and we made sure everything was okay. And then the meds showed up at that time when he was finally, because we couldn't get him back up. He wasn't able to get back up. So then the meds help him get up. We take him, like, he's like, I'm not taking it. I'm not going. And we're like, dude, you need to go. Like, they're trying to convince him he needs to go. He's like, no, I can't afford this crap anymore, whatever. And he was telling us about how his daughters were in college. It was like
his family stopped talking to him.
Yep. Yeah, he's like, I put all my daughters through college, and now no one's talking to me. And like, he's like, he's an alcoholic or something like that. And anyway, he was like, yeah, life doesn't matter, whatever. And we're trying to convince him that it really does matter and all that, and trying to keep him, not suicidal. And then he's like, I'm not going. So then I remember, what I do remember is we got him down on the elevator. So the ambulance and everyone helped us. We tried to get him down the elevator, got him down the elevator, walked him to the street. He walked across the street, and right when he got across the street, fell again. Yeah. But at that point,
we were all done. We're like, not a problem.
Yeah, like, even AMR was like, no, he doesn't want help. And they left.
No, I think AMR wasn't there. The fire department was there.
Fire department, sorry.
Yeah, the fire department was like, fuck it, we can't help him.
Yeah.
And then, but they had already called AMR, so when he fell across the street, that's when AMR pulled. I think he did leave with AMR eventually.
I don't even know, to be honest with you.
Because we went back upstairs, because he went across two streets. He was diagonally across the street.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, like, he was well off property. Like, he crossed the street, crossed again, fell down at the corner, and then the ambulance pulled up, and fire department was like, hey, not a problem. What?
And the English dude, remember the English dude, big English dude?
I don't.
Okay, you don't remember?
Is that the same thing?
No,
okay.
But this is like 2 weeks before I was gone. The big English dude.
I don't remember, bro.
The one that you spoke to the supervisor and said, can I get a life-saving award finally? Come on. The English dude, bro. The one that collapsed and fell and you caught his head.
I kind of...
The big dude that kept sitting down and he's like, I need water. Or he's like, I don't know water.
I remember the incident that you're talking about. It was at nighttime.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was at nighttime. It was...
They were just unloaded the train.
Yeah. No, wasn't it outside?
No, well, yeah, but he was on the train. They said we needed help. He needed us to help him. So we went onto the train and helped him.
And he walked. Down. He was almost to the elevator, right?
No, he walked. We walked him into the actual terminal part, and he was like, because remember he was like, and like he like kept almost falling, and we're like, sit down. Like you need to sit down. You're gonna fall. And he's like, I just need water. We gave him water, and he.
I don't remember.
Really?
I'm drawing a blank on these, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
He was so like he reminded me. He wasn't wasted, but he reminded me of like low blood sugar or something. And because he was like, when we walked him, bro, it took you and me holding the one arm pretty much to like walk him, and it took about 10 minutes for us to just walk him into the terminal off the train. And then when we got inside, we're like, okay, you obviously aren't making it that way. Let's just go this way and put you and sit you down. Sat him down. He's like, and he's like literally going like this, like you could see, but he's not drunk. Like there's no alcohol. You don't smell any alcohol. And we're like, dude, everything okay? He's like, yeah, I just don't have health care anymore. And I can't, because he was from England. He wasn't from the US. So he was like, you can't call the AMR. He's like, I cannot have ambulance or anything. He's like, I can't afford that. I'm not even from here. They're going to charge me everything in the world to, do whatever. And then we walked him outside because we kept telling him, no, you can't leave.
So he did go down outside, right?
Yeah, at the very end. Yeah.
So that's what I said.
Oh, okay, but it was
Because I said outside, and you're like in the terminal. I'm like,
it was like 20 minutes to get.
I don't remember the whole details. I remember him collapsing like right before the stairs.
Yep, right around that curve area.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So it is the same thing I remember. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
He literally was walking, and he was just like, and he just literally he collapsed, and his head. If Q wasn't there, Q literally caught his head. He couldn't catch him. We couldn't catch him because he's a big dude. I remember that.
I remember that because I remember telling the supervisor and the captain with the fire department that like I caught because his body hit the floor, but I remember catching his head.
Yeah.
I don't remember the whole incident, but I remember that part.
And he didn't even know that he collapsed. He was like, because he like blacked out. Like, but he's not drunk, and we all like you could tell there was no alcohol, nothing. He wasn't drunk or anything. It was an actual medical.
Actually, I went down with him, right? Like to catch his head,
Yep.
I had to go down with him.
Yep.
I remember that part.
You fell down with He leaned up on you, and I watched him lean up on him, and then he realized how heavy he was. He was like, "Oh no!" And then like you kind of went that like you let him fall down you, and then you
I remember that part.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was another one. I have one. Mine was with another partner at night. We were sitting. Actually, this was 2 in a row, and I can't believe this actually happened. It really blew my mind that this actually happened. So we got a call about, my partner that I was working with at night. I came in and she's like, "Hey, I'm calling 911," and was like, "Okay." I was like, "Why?" She's like, "Oh, this girl over here, she's bleeding. She ended up walking, falling on her face, but she has a where your blood doesn't clot, whatever that disease is, where your blood doesn't clot. So when you have a runny nose, it won't stop until you die, or whatever it is. What's that? You would know that disease more than anything. Like if you were to get like a scrape, it's never gonna stop. Like it doesn't clot itself.
Your blood just doesn't coagulate.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I can't remember.
The lady was walking, fell, hit her face, and had a nosebleed, and immediately was like, "Call 911. My blood doesn't, like, I have this disease. I need to be called, like, I need an AMR. They're not gonna be able to stop my blood," or whatever it is, right? And so they, my partner called. That was happening, right? And then, so they took her away, right? They took her on an ambulance because she had to go because of that. I come back in and I'm walking by like Mariners fans because it was somewhat of a game, and literally the Mariners fan was like, there's a guy in the bathroom that just fell and scraped his head open as well, like laughing, right? And I'm like, he's like I didn't mean to lie. I don't mean to like, I know you're busy, but there's also another guy in the bathroom that has the same situation he's got his head open, right? But he was laughing, and I'm like, but he's drunk. So I was like, you can't bullshit a bullshitter, right? Because I'm like, you're not gonna bullshit me. I was like, there's nobody in the fucking bathroom. But of course, I was like, okay, I'll go check, because I have to.
Due diligence.
Exactly. Yeah. And I walked into the bathroom, and this fucking guy, he was not kidding. There was a guy. He had rode his scooter off of he was riding those stupid Lime scooter thingies, and as he was riding it, he went off the curb or hit a rock or whatever, and it threw him, and he was going full speed, and it threw him, and his head hit the thing and slid on the concrete. Bro, he had, and I am not kidding, his skin, so right here, right on the top of his eye, like literally right here, was hanging off. And you could see his skull. That's how much meat was gone. Like, it chunked out. Like, to the point where, so now me and my partner, we're like, dude, you need an ambulance. And now him and his buddy are fucking wasted, right? His buddy was like, no, he don't need no ambulance. We're going to get it on the other side when we get to our other destination. And now the destination that we're going is a small, like, little, I don't know, island thing, where they're not trauma 1 or whatever it is, where you have like,
I don't even think they have a hospital over there.
Yeah. So all they would end up doing is sending him back to the Seattle area or ambulancing him back to Seattle area because they can't fix it. Like that, it's bad. He needed stitches and whatever it needed. Anyway, so
that's degloving when the skin peels back to the bone.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's...
it's like layers of stitches, right? That's like stitch and then...
I'm not sure how they fix it. I just know, like...
So,
it's always fun to look at.
Like sometimes a skin
so
graft?
he cut open, right?
A skin graft?
No, if you lose your skin, they'd have to do a graft, but if they could just fold it back over and stitch, which is probably what they did, probably clean all the debris out, like flush it, clean it, stitch it back up, and yeah.
I had that one time as a kid in Spokane, and it was like
Yeah,
hot. No, but I did deglove my hands on the monkey bars in the summertime.
Like down to the bone?
But close. Like it was summer, and it was in like July, and it was like 110 in Spokane. And I got on the monkey bars and swung, and those hot bars or whatever just peeled off the palms like of my hands.
Yeah.
And like it was summertime, and there's barbecue, and now I can't enjoy my burger.
Did you have to like get stitches and stuff to read?
No, but like they had to. It was bad. Like they had to cover. They had to
So
wrap.
that's not deglove. That's a burn. You had a serious burn.
All my skin came off, like a lot of it.
That's still...
Yeah, degloving is when it slices and like peels back.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if they didn't, they'd have to stitch it back. If you didn't get stitches, then that's not... Because they have to reattach it. You literally have to reattach the skin.
You just had
But
like
do you use switches?
first degree burn or second degree or whatever the highest one is or whatever.
But you would use stitches for that? They don't just fold it over and then just...
But when you fold it out, you still have to stitch it back together. Stitches or staples or something. You need something to...
Did you just get did they just like put stuff like a jelly or whatever and then wrap the crap out of it?
No.
Yeah.
You got burned.
You just got burned.
That shit sucked.
You got burned and a bad abrasion.
Yeah.
It sucked.
So anyway, so this guy, they're wasted, right? And the friend's like, no, we'll take you over. And I'm like, dude, you can't, they're gonna just bring you back, right? And he's like, no, this is a Sunday night. They had a baseball game. And he's like, no, he's got to go. He's like, no, I'm good. I'm going to work in the morning. Mind you, this is 12:15 at night. And he's like, yeah, I got to be up at 6 a.m. to go to work. He's like, I don't have time for this shit. He's like, I'm going home and I'll get help over there, whatever. And we're like, no, you really need to get help over here. I'm not kidding. This is how I got him. This is how I got him to get help. No shit. So my partner that I was with, right? We tried to help. We did whatever we could.
What happened to the first person you were dealing with?
What?
Because you said...
She went to the AMR. So she went to the AMR and then...
Okay, all right. So it wasn't at the same time.
It was literally within a minute after they left.
Okay.
Yeah. So the AMR just left and I was like... And I told the guy that told me that, I was like, dude, I wish you would have told me the AMR was just here. Like they could have helped him. But anyway... So we're helping. So we start helping this guy because he's like, I'm not going to the hospital. We're like, fuck, what are we gonna do? So we went into our first aid kit as best we could. We tried to like put it together and then like bond anything we could, literally, right?
Yeah.
We couldn't get to stop bleeding.
The head. So not to get like super medical, like nerdy, whatever. The head bleeds more than the rest of the body because it has more capillaries. Because you don't realize how many muscles you have. Like just to like smile, all your facial expressions. There's so many little micro muscles.
It's like 35 or 38, like just in your face.
Yeah, there's muscle, like that's why you can raise your eyebrows or like scrunch your eyebrows, move your nose. Whatever. There's muscles and capillaries everywhere. So that's why when you ever cut yourself shaving and it was like you got stabbed, like the amount of blood that comes out from a tiny little cut.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anything to the head is always just gonna be massive bleeding. It's with your heads are stupid.
Well, he was so drunk, like we had alcohol wipes, and we were like, and my partner had alcohol wipes actually, and she was like, here, she's like, I can try and clean it. I was like, it's gonna hurt like right, and he's like, just do it. She put alcohol wipes and tried to wipe it off. He was like, ow. He was so drunk that alcohol wipes in his open whole wound, like he was just like, ow. So then we're still in the bathroom. We haven't left the bathroom, of course, because we can't. We want to, that's not public stuff that you don't want to put out there. So we're still in the bathroom. And his friend's like, no, he don't need to go. He don't need to go. He just tape him up. Tape him up. Let's get him on this train and get him home. And we're like, dude, this is crazy, right? So then I had to pull out the big guns, right?
Yeah.
No shit. Not kidding. I had this happen too. She was out of options. She was like, I don't know how to do it. She even looked at me. She's like, what do I do? And I said, all right, you ready for my turn? She's like, yeah. This is exactly how this went down. I was like, she goes, Like, you ready for me to convince him? She's like, yeah. And I was like, okay. You don't want to end up like me, man. And he goes, what? I go, look, I once had it cut right here exactly. And I actually do have stitches because this is not a lie. Actually, this is a true story. Some of it is.
I could already predict where this is going, and if you're gonna tell it, you have to do it.
I'm gonna tell it.
No, but you also
I've
have to
never
do it.
seen it.
You gotta do it.
I've never seen it.
Okay.
I already know what you're gonna say, so if you're gonna say it, you gotta do it.
Oh, well, I didn't. Okay. All right. So, So I have stitches right here. So that's a backstory. But backstory was I was at a swimming pool. I ran around. I was about the height of one of those. And I didn't see it because I took a left too quick when I was running at a swimming pool and hit it. And it split open my eye and they had to put stitches in it. Mind you, that's not what made me blind. So when I tell the story, some of it's true, some of it's a lie. Okay. But it's how I convinced him. So I tell the guy, I'm like, dude, you don't want to end up like me. Like, I'm like, totally calm, right? And he's like, what? And his friend's like, what? Because they're fucking wasted, right? I'm like, look, seriously. I got hit here once, and I had the exact same look, just like yours. Literally just like yours. And he's like, really? I was like, yeah, no, that's serious. And I was like, but I didn't get to the hospital in time. So those muscles that are holding right there, that were holding my eye, so now mind you, his face is like drooped, like doing this. And I told him, like, dude, if you don't get to the hospital in time, I was like, you're going to end up like me. I was like, my muscles ended up stretching and pulling apart enough to where the back of my eye, they had to take out my eye. Of course, this guy's like, nuh-uh, like, you're fucking lying. And my partner, she's agreeing. She's like, no, this is a true story. You got to listen to him, right? Like, seriously, right? Which she's not the greatest at convincing anybody, right? But yeah, anyway, but so she's like, no, this is true. Like, but she's also trying not to laugh, right? At the same time. And I'm like, no, I'm dead serious. And he's like, nuh-uh. And I was like,
that's not what I thought you were gonna do, but okay.
I wasn't, well, I could take it out if you want. I don't care, but I didn't take it out. I didn't have to. No, I had gloves. I had blood everywhere. I wasn't going to take my eye out when I was doing the guy. But anyway, I was like, and he goes, what the hell? And his buddy was like, what the fuck? Like, right? And I'm like, no, I'm serious. I was like, I had the exact same cut you had right here. And I was like, exact same spot, everything. And the muscles got too bad. And my eye, I couldn't even move my eye because the muscles behind, they had to remove it and they had to put a fiber ball in. And I have a fake eye because of it. Right? And I'm not fucking kidding you. Like, he's like, okay, call the ambulance. Right?
That would tell me. Yeah.
The ambulance shows up and they wrap his head up like they're actually supposed to, right? Wrap his head up, patch it. They have all the stuff to do all that. And then he denies to go to the hospital. I go back to him. I'm like, dude, I'm so serious. And even the fucking fire department was like, dude, there's going to be more damage if you do not like go to the hospital right away. Like, you don't understand that like what you've cut in there is more damage than what you think you did, right? And so I went back up and I'm like, that's what they told me, man. That's what they told me. And I didn't go. I was stupid. I didn't get there in time. Not kidding you. He denies AMR service, right? He goes, all right, I'll walk. What? You're gonna walk? He's like, yeah, we'll get an Uber. They didn't get an Uber. They actually walked up the hill to the hospital. But we were like, dude, you got like an hour before you start feeling the pain. Like, that pain's gonna suck.
The hospital,
That's quite a walk, especially
it's
going
like
all the way up.
2.5 miles or so, 3 miles.
Yeah. And they walked it, or they got
uphill?
Uber.
Yeah.
Yeah, all uphill. Yeah.
Drunk.
Yeah.
Drunk.
That's like a 50-minute walk.
He's lucky he didn't pass out. Like, anyway, I convinced him to go to the hospital. I don't actually know if he went, to be honest with you. I never seen him since, so I don't know if he actually went. I hope he did, but
I had a head injury. This was at the place, the homeless shelter that they had me working at. And I went. I can't remember. This was like the second hour, maybe hour and a half into shift, and I went inside real quick to, I think, use the bathroom or something. And then there's a guard shack that they have 2 people at, and there's a gate that we let the residents in. We have to check their name and stuff like that before we can't just let anybody in. Only like residents are allowed to go in. So one is doing that, and then the other one is actually watching the guard shack, and then they do patrol every once in a while. And I was doing the patrols, and the guy at the guard shack was doing the inventory. And because he's at the guard, there's always supposed to be somebody there, but because he was there, I went to the bathroom real quick and then came back. And I come back, and there's like 3 people in line or whatever that he's taking names, and he's like, hey, I didn't get a chance to reach him, but the guy over there, he fell. And I'm looking, and there's a guy on the ground, like an older resident, and he had one of those, like granny walkers with the tennis balls on the bottom. But it wasn't even, like one leg was like shorter than all 3. And that hill that's coming down to the gate, it's all it needs to be repaved, because all that gravel and him trying to walk on that, it's shaking, so he can't really walk straight on it. And I was like, all right, we'll cover. And then I went outside to go talk with him, and he's like on the ground, like belly up, like he literally just like as if like he slipped and fell back and just stayed there. And so I'm trying to talk to him, and just nice old man. And he's just I was like, hey, you okay? And he's like, yeah, I fell, and it's like this stupid walker thing. It's hard to, and I know I've seen you try, and like he's a very slowly. And I was like, well, are you okay getting up? And he was like, yeah, I think so. But I see like blood on his hands, like not a lot, but just like, I don't know, just a little, like blood drips, but like not a lot. And I was like, okay. And I'm trying to see if I asked him, are you bleeding anywhere? I see blood on your hands. And he's like, no, I don't think so. And I can't see like anything visible on his face, the back. I looked at the back of his head, like to the dome or whatever, and I couldn't see any blood. But then I'm sorry. I asked him, I didn't see the blood on his hands yet. I asked him first if he hit his head, and he was like, yeah, I think I did hit my head. And I was like, all right, are you bleeding at all? Can you feel it? And he was like, no. And I examined his head. I didn't see any blood coming from his head. And then I was like, okay, well, can I help you up? And he was like, yeah. And so I didn't see the blood on his hands. And then I give him his hand, and I help him up. And then he gets up, and then I was just like, oh, I see his head. Not a lot, but like, yeah, there's some blood coming from his head. And I was just like, oh, it looks like you are bleeding. He's like, let's actually just sit you back down. And I tell my partner to call an ambulance, but then he's busy with, I was like, all right, I'm gonna call an ambulance. So I'm kind of like watching over him. I'm calling an ambulance, and they get there, and they come, and they kind of take over, triaging him or whatever. He's pretty much fine or whatever, but they sit him down, they get him up, they take him to the hospital, because I guess he did need just a couple stitches, not a lot. But then as they're doing that or whatever, I'm like, why the fuck do my hands feel wet? And I have fucking just blood all over my fucking hands. And I'm like,
oh, you didn't have gloves on?
No, I didn't have time, because like I was just helping him up. Like I said, I didn't see any blood. I looked at his head. He seemed fine. And anyway, like I helped him up real quick, and then I was just like, oh fuck, okay. And then the supervisor of that place came out, and he was watching or whatever. I said I already talked to them. The ambulance got there, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna go back inside to my post whatever, and use the bathroom and wash these up. He's like, oh yeah, no problem. So I went in, and I cleaned up, and then by the time I came back, fire department was there, an ambulance was there. There was this one AMR chick that was. I was just like, damn, man. Anyway, they leave, and then I was there. Like I said, this is like the beginning of my shift. I was doing a double. That's what it was, because I was there. I finished that swing shift. I think it was maybe like 11 midnight at that point, where he finally came back from the hospital, and he's nice old man. He's like, oh, I want to thank you so much or whatever, and here, I bought you a Coke. He gave me a Coke, and I was like, okay, thank you, have to do that, but no problem. That's what we're here for. And just nice old guy, but that was like my head injury, him bleeding from the head.
I had one with you where working at the terminal, this lady came in, her pants, she came in limping, her just complaining her leg was all messed up and everything.
Oh yeah.
And didn't she like go on the floor, because she was saying, I think she's it hurt to sit down, so she laid on the floor, and then she couldn't get back up or something like that. But anyway, this older older lady. So like, I'm talking to her.
I'm trying to remember how we noticed though, because I think people were getting up to get on.
Because I saw her laying on the floor and she couldn't get up, and she was like, "Oh, I'm in pain." So I was like, "Everything all right?"
Okay.
So started talking to her, and then I'm like, "All right, do you mind if I check you out?" And she's like, "Sure." So did the whole like inspection thing, and I don't remember which leg it was, but one of them was just like twice the size of the other one. Like her knee was just swollen. She still has a knee brace to this day.
I still have those pictures too.
Yeah, she still has a knee brace.
Show those.
So, but anyway, so I'm like, I always have like my trauma share. So I'm like, hey, look, I might have to splint or bandage this. And her pants were really tight. I was like, do you mind if I like cut your pants? Because I might have to treat this. But also like just to let some of the pressure off. She's like, yeah, sure. So cut it. Her leg was like swollen, right? But then it turns out she told us a story. She was getting on the bus on her way to the terminal. This guy grabbed her phone and ran. Older lady. Actually, you've met the lady before. Do you remember there was a lady, I think you had a medical call with her, actually. You and that same female partner, there was a call where there was a lady, I don't remember what happened. You had to deal with like an older lady and then her son had to come in or something. You know what I'm talking about? Her son came and then her son, she was waiting for her son to ride the train with him and then, or no, her son was waiting for her to ride the train and then like he left without her or something. I don't know, I remember you telling me about it, but it's the same lady. But
Okay.
you know what I'm talking about?
No, I'm not gonna lie.
I thought she told us that.
What?
I thought she told us that her.
No, but they had her. I remember them telling me about something with her later, and it was the same lady. But anyway, so yeah, so some guy grabbed her. She was on the bus. Guy grabbed her phone, ran. She jumped off the bus, chased him. She actually caught him. Got her phone back. He, I guess, pushed her to the. No, she fell. She jumped off the bus. She fell when she jumped off the bus, which is how she hurt her knee. Got up, chased the guy, got her phone back from the guy, and then ended up back on the bus and back. And then she walked from the bus stop all the way to the terminal. Like all this with her knee fucked up and didn't realize.
It's all that adrenaline.
Yeah, it's adrenaline. So she gets there. When she finally got to the terminal, she sat down. That's when she couldn't get back up. She sat down and then she tried to get back up, but she couldn't. And then her leg was hurting, which is why she ended up laying on the floor. But yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
That was gnarly.
Yeah. Like can't really put the pictures. Well, I guess if
You can just show the knee.
yeah, we could black her out and just show her knee.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I'll try and put the one with the guy's head.
Yeah.
But it'll be blacked out. I will tell you though, it's very. You can see a skull. So if you don't like that kind of stuff, I'll put like a warning.
if they're watching this podcast, they're cool with
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, just know it's pretty gruesome or
Yeah.
whatever. All right, I got one. So me and another partner actually saved the lady once. And the partner that I was working with is the big guy. The big guy that I was talking about that got shit on him that one time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got a call. Not even a call. Sorry, it wasn't even a call. It was just somebody went from the bathroom, came in from the female bathroom, came out from the bathroom and was like, hey, there's somebody in the bathroom. They're not moving. Their legs are hanging out from underneath the stall. And so we're like, okay. And believe it or not, we get a lot of those calls, but they're just like either falling asleep or, because they're high off their mind, right? So we're like, okay. So we go in and, we try and wake her up and she wasn't waking up. And then, like the stalls have like this thing to where you can pick if it's like, if you like a coin or something, you could pick the lock or whatever it is. Anyway, we didn't have to do that because the guy I was working with just fucking grabbed the door, ripped it up. He literally
Really big guy.
Yeah, he was. He literally just grabbed the door and he's like trying to pick it, and he's like he got so pissed off, just fuck it, and just grabbed the top and then pulled it and it opened.
Is that why the door was bent like that?
In the females one?
Yeah. Because it's still bent. It's bent outward.
It was the one all the way at the far end of the handicap one. Yeah, on the if you go in the building on the left side is on the left side, farthest one back handicap.
If you're facing the street, is it on your left or your right?
Right.
All right, no. So the one on the left side, one. All right, there's Bainbridge and there's Bremerton.
Yep.
Is it which side?
It's Bremerton.
All right, the door on the Bainbridge side is like folded and bent out. So then that's a different story.
Yeah, different story. I have no idea what that. But no, he grabbed it, ripped it open. It was more like instead of grabbing the top, he put his hand between and then pulled the whole stable. And then anyway, got it open. Me and him started. He got down there. He grabbed her head. We got down there. He started doing like the knuckle presses on the chest.
Yeah.
Trying to get her awake, see if she was waking up. She was not responding. She was dead. And so I immediately went for Narcan. So I went looking for Narcan, running through the place, looking for Narcan, got Narcan, came back. He was carrying some with him already. So he already gave her one at that point. And I gave her a little too much than I was supposed to, but
there's no such thing as too much.
Well, I gave her 4. So I gave her 3. Yeah. He gave her 1. So he gave her 1. Then I gave him the second one to give to her. And then nothing was happening. So he gave her a third one. And I think we gave her 4. So it's 4 total. After the 4th one, about 30 seconds later, she came back up and she jumped up alive. That I'll tell you what, y'all that watch this Paranormal Activity bullshit, seriously, that was the scariest time I've ever seen a person in my entire life jump up from an OD. Like, so she was laying down, and I'm not kidding. It was.
Well, you gave her 16 milligrams of Narcan. That'll do it. But you can't give too much. Yeah. It's just the more you give, the more awake they are.
So she was laying down like on her. Well, I guess the partner I had her kind of like this a little bit, and we're giving it to her. He's doing the sternum rub, all that kind of stuff to get whatever. And literally after the 4th one, I'm not kidding. So she was like this, right? She's like, and I'm in front. I'm in front of her, so because the stall's only so big, and he's a big dude, so he's kind of got the whole stall taken up. So I'm trying to help him any way I can, help hold whatever. And literally, the moment she popped up, I was standing in front. She goes, but I'm not kidding when I say how I just did that. She did it without the whole bounce. She literally was whoop, she was laying on her back, full, no hands, nothing, just immediately. And now I'm face to face with her, and her eyes were so black, so black, the pupils were huge. She was dead. It literally was like I was looking at a ghost. Not even kidding. I was because she didn't even know I was there. She didn't see me. She jumped up and was still coming at me, not swinging, just running. And I had to actually grab her, and I'm calm down, calm down, calm down. I had to calm her down because she's if I would have let her go, she would have just ran into the wall.
She was probably speedballing then.
Well, yeah.
So if she's on fentanyl, her pupils will get small. If they're big, then she was probably on meth or something.
She was on meth, but
she probably did both.
But it had fentanyl in it.
Yeah, she was speedballing because for the Narcan to work, there definitely had to be opioids. So she was doing both, which is why her pupils were. Yeah, I'm playing it out in my head, trying to figure out why. Never mind. Continue.
Yeah, no. So she pops up, and then I literally had to grab her, not because she was swinging, just because if I wouldn't have grabbed her, she would have ran. There was a wall behind me. She would just ran around the wall, and so I'm calm down, calm down, calm down, and then you could see her just kind of calm down, right? And so then the partner I was working with, the lady that OD'd had a cross on her hand, and the partner that I was working with grabbed her hand, pointed at it, and said, "You need to follow this." Seriously. And we went.
Very religious guy.
Yeah, and we went and we sat her down, and the thing, we called an ambulance, of course, or the fire department showed up, and they they did their tests and pretty much told her you're gonna be fine. You're just you're gonna feel a little bit however you feel after Narcan or whatever they were telling her. And good good news is, actually, about a week later, we met her mom, and her mom came in, and I was working with that partner again, and her mom came over and was like, "Hey, were you guys the ones that saved my daughter's life?" And she said that she works with recovery all the time, and then herself alone, she actually came up to the partner I was working with and said, like, "Thank you for saving my life," and that she's been sober ever since. So there's, I was very happy about that. That was very cool. But that's I got a life ring award for that. Me and him did. Yeah. Well, you guys got anything else?
I feel like there's a lot. Like, I've called 911 so many times for so many little things, but like, I don't really have like a particular story in mind, but like, I hate seizures. I feel like those suck because I feel helpless. Like I can't really do anything. And when someone,
You just gotta sit back and watch and make sure they don't hit anything that'll hurt them.
yeah, and then like people will crowd and then they'll like look at you but it's like I can't fucking do anything. Like, yeah, I've had I think maybe 6 of those scenarios.
That's a lot.
I know, and I never had them with either of you, which I would prefer to have been there. Yeah, that was quite a bit.
I mean, seizures are easy. Again, you just if you can move them, like if they're actively shaking, there's not much you could do.
Yeah.
But if you can move them, get them where they can't hit anything, support the head so they don't bang their head on the ground. But don't hold it too tight because you don't want to hurt their neck while they're trying to move it. But for seizures, you pretty much just hold their head like this and let them go and wait for them to finish. Yeah. And unless they're having a really bad one, it's only going to be a couple seconds. And then they'll pass out and you wait for them to wake up. Obviously, you call 911, like it's an automatic 911 call, but there's not really anything you can, like people, for a lot of things, there's nothing you could do. Like people always think, oh, I could have done this, could have done, no, for a lot of things, there's nothing you could do. You just watch.
Mm. Yeah, I remember that. I still don't remember like the whole story, but like I don't remember if I was working with either. I think it was the younger female guard, and that guy. He was the one with the guitar, and he had to leave all of his stuff at the terminal, and we kind of like locked it all up for him.
He always had a cat with him.
Yeah, the cat, yeah. And then I remember he had the seizure in the terminal or whatever, but he had something else with his brain, like not like a brain aneurysm, but he had something
like a tumor. Because I remember I was with you when he came back afterwards, and
I didn't recognize him because he had long hair at the time, but they had shaved his head.
They shaved his head and cut his skull open, and like
yeah, he came to like thank all of us and stuff. But I was like, oh, I didn't think it was that fucking bad.
Yeah. Trying to think of other, like, I have a couple of Narcan stories, but they're just Narcan. Like, I can't think of any, like, I'm sure I have some, but I can't think of any, like, good medical stories at the moment.
I had one kind of similar to yours, but I didn't carry Narcan at the time because I was fairly new. And it was the same place we all worked at. And the guard that I was with, he came like every once in a blue moon, but he was a cool younger guard, and he was in the National Guard, I think, or the Coast Guard or something. And it was across the street when we still had that huge bridge that went all the way around. Yeah. And there was a guy and a girl who were hanging out down there, and somebody who was walking by had screamed up at us like, "Hey, there's a girl who's passed out down there or whatever, and the guy that she's with is trying to wake her up, but he can't wake her up." I was like, okay. So we called the fire department next door. They came, and they kind of just, we kind of just watched because they were next door. They came pretty much right away. And I went over there to kind of see what they were doing, and they could not wake her up. They did the sternum rub. They gave her Narcan. They could not wake her up. And so they took her, they just took her straight to the hospital. I don't know what came of it, but that was...
Oh, shit. Speaking of that, go ahead.
I have the best Narcan story ever. Like, All right, so do you remember one of the guards that's not with the company anymore, but remember he had started his own company, and then like I was working with him like doing like raves and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yep.
talking?
Starts with an M.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we were doing security at a rave, and I was at the door. Like I was at the door with another guard, like from that company. So we're at this rave in downtown Seattle, and we're standing at the door, and this homeless guy, he's high on fentanyl, and he's doing the whole like slow walking, leaning thing. And this is like 3:00 in the morning. We're 4th Ave, like 4th between like Pike and Pine. So yeah, like right there. He, like Nordstrom one, like right over there. So he's walking down right in the middle of the street, like right on the line. He goes on the line and he just lays down and like falls asleep on the line, right? So I'm like, hey bro, wake up. And he's like, what? So I walk over, and then I think I just like kicked his leg. I'm like, yo, wake, can't lay here, man. Cars aren't gonna see you. You're just gonna get run over. So he's like, gets up, goes. He's all pissed off, but he goes, gets on the sidewalk, lays down, and no, he collapses. So he didn't collapse right away. He gets over to the sidewalk and he's doing the whole like zombie lean thing. I go back, I'm standing at the door, and like we're checking our IDs and everything, but he's not like down the block, he's directly across the street from us. So he's there, and then slowly he just slumps and like collapses, right? So I'm like, whatever, like we see it all the time with like, it's not my job to police him and like be everybody's hero and shit. But he's passed out, and then he just doesn't look right. Like from across the street, I'm like, this fucker doesn't look right, right? So I had Narcan on me because I always have Narcan on me. So I'm like, bro, give me a sec. Let me just go check on him, right? So I go, give him the sternum rub. First I'm like, hey, bro, because the first time when he was on the street, I just had him like, yo, bro, get up. And he got up, right? So I woke up from like, yo, tapping him, not working, give him a little shake, not working, digging in his like full sternum rub, like crushing his chest, right? He's not working. Nothing's working. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I get my Narcan, pull the Narcan out because I'm like, all right, this guy's ODing. I stick it in his nose, and he's out. Like, he's out like a light, right? Stick the Narcan in his nose. The second I go to hit the button, I guess he still had some life in him because he pulled his head back. Like, I'm like this, I put it in, and he went to move because I guess he didn't want to be Narcan. So he was probably faking it the whole time. Even though he ate a sternum rub, I don't know how the fuck he did that. But put the Narcan in his nose. He pulled back as I was pressing the button, so it sprayed right in his eye. It sprayed him directly in the eye. Now, I'm not advising anybody to do this, but if you want to effectively Narcan somebody immediately, spray them in the fucking eye. I'll never deliberately do it, but goddamn, bro. like stuck in his nose, he pulled back, sprayed him in the eye, and immediately he was like, he just starts, like, bro, he started screaming. He's like, fuck. He's like, all that slow, like fentanyl, like zombie shit, gone. Immediately, he's like, so much energy, bro. And I'm like, you good? And I'm back across the street, and he gets up and he's like, motherfucker. And he's just like screaming. And like, we're across the street, and this is going on for like 5 minutes, right? And I'm just standing at the door with the other guy, and we're at this point we're laughing. Like, yeah. It's just like we're doing our job, we're laughing. People that were online, they saw it happen, and they're like, what the fuck? I'm like, well, at least he's not dead. Like, okay, cool, you're old enough, go in. Right? Somebody called the ambulance for him because of the way he was screaming. So they show up, and he never left. He's just there screaming. They show up, and he's like somebody. He didn't realize it was me. He's like, somebody sprayed some shit in my fucking eye, and he's like screaming at them, and they're like, okay. And his eye is like bright red. Like, I saw it before I walked away. Like your shirt, instantly.
Yeah.
like it was immediate. The Narcan hit his eye and immediately went from white to red, and he started screaming like, kind of like how you said that girl shot up.
Yeah.
He was underground and he just got up like raging, and I just like, you're good. Went back across the street. He's like screaming at the EMTs and everything. He's refusing treatment, but he's ready to kill somebody. Like, he doesn't know who it is, but he's like, whoever did this shit. And like, he's one of, like, I wasn't worried about him. Like, nothing about him was scary.
Yeah.
But it was just funny. Like, I was like, I wish we could Narcan people in the eye. Like, I wish we could make that like a protocol, because forget pushing like 3, 4, 5 in somebody's nose. One in the eye is all it takes, bro. Like it was hilarious, man. It was
With the chemicals in like the eye, like, because that obviously that goes straight to your blood, like your eyes go straight.
I mean, not so much your eye, but like around in the socket, yeah. But the same thing with the nose, it's all membranes. But I think the drug itself was like burning. Like, you ever got something in your eye and just burns?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it just, whatever's in Narcan does not feel good in your eyes, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, he didn't die, so. But
right.
yeah, that was funny. Like,
That's hilarious.
like it went in his nose, and immediately he went like this. And
Yeah, no, that lady that we saved, she had no light. Like, she was so pale white. Like, she's been out for a while. Like, she probably was dead for a little bit. That's the worst part, was she was probably out for a good minute or two.
Yeah.
Or I guess that would have been like the longest, right? It's like a minute or two, and then you lose blood flow and you can't save them or something like that.
I think people have been dead for like 13 minutes.
Well, if she definitely wasn't dead, because if she had got to the point where like she was completely dead, the Narcan wouldn't have worked. Not so much that it wouldn't have worked, but you would still need CPR, like you said, for blood flow.
Yeah.
So she was.
Well, you got to think how big my partner was, and he was sternum rubbing her, bro. Like,
Yeah, no, she was unresponsive, but that doesn't mean she was dead.
Yeah.
It's like being in a coma. Basically, unresponsive is being comatose. Same thing.
I think he started giving her CPR too.
Oh, the one you're talking about, she's really tall and skinny, right?
Yeah.
I know exactly. If he gave her CPR, then she really would have been dead.
I think he was, because at first he did sternum rub, then he tried Narcan, that didn't work, and so I think he actually tried giving CPR too. He did everything, like he was doing everything in his power.
Yeah.
Which I was looking for Narcan, so like he was trying to keep her alive, because when I got back, he was giving her CPR, and I was like, "Here's the Narcan." So then he gave he didn't do.
No, because I can see her ribs breaking immediately.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. So, but all right, guys. Well,
thank you for watching Can't Report That podcast. Another fun episode. Well, this one wasn't really that fun, but again, it's a security world. We have a little bit of everything. You guys have your crazy stories too. Again, if you're in this industry, feel free to share your stories, whether you want to submit them for us to like review, or if you could work some way out to be on the show. If you're in like the Seattle, Tacoma area, you want to do something, let us know. We can have you on as a guest. If not, we can work out a video thing. Yeah.
Or video call.
Yeah, like a Zoom type of thing or whatever, FaceTime. But
and even if you don't want to be like actually videotaped and you would rather just to be anonymous,
just do audio.
Yeah, just do audio. We can do that for you too. That's completely fine. Yeah.
Because being honest with you, eventually we're getting around of stories. Because you guys know you have your own stories, and there's only so many.
Yeah.
But we're not the only ones with stories, man. We want to hear yours too. Everybody has a funny story to tell, or a crazy story. It doesn't have to be funny. But
Yep.
Anyway, see you guys next week.
Share, comment, like, subscribe.
All of the above. Do all the good things for us.
All right, guys. See you next week.